Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. So today is chapter 6 of Darkness Ability, and we're back in the present now. So that means that, we're back with Kaku and Jaja and Shinji. And it's a very special episode now that we're back, and someone from the Kurono no Yoku War will be making an appearance in this chapter. So it's a survivor, so you might know who it is, you might not, but if you've seen chapter 4, then you might know who it is. So, let's get into the video. I'm really excited to... Oh, this is also going to be... It's going to have narration in it, so... My last two didn't have any narration in it. And it kind of bit me in the butt because they were too small. So yeah, this is going to have narration in it, and it's going to have backstory and stuff like that. So yeah, get into the video.
I tried so hard and got so far, but in the end, it doesn't even matter. I had to fall to lose it all, but in the end, it doesn't even matter.
So in the village, we see a dojo, where we see everyone, like a bunch of teens there, and this is where Shinji, Jaja, and Kaku are training. And they're having a good time, and this is where we meet their sensei. His name is Kite, and Kite's a pretty stand-up dude. His dad fought in the Kurono no Yoku War, and he passed away 20 years ago, and he's 25 now. So his father died when he was 5, and he was raised by his mother. So that really sucks for him, not gonna lie. But yeah, we see everyone training, and they're learning this cool move called Black Raiden. And how it works, it's able to generate any black energy from any element that someone controls. So I'll give a list. I'm not gonna do all of them because there's a lot. There is spider, there is fire, there is water, there is ice, there is lightning, there is earth. Let me see. Forgot what else there was. Oh, there's reptile. There's snake. Oh, tiger, monkey. And I think that's all I'm gonna do now. There's a lot of elements to their darkness abilities, but there's really a few listed off. And last episode you saw Monkey with the Monkey Brothers who turn into giant monkeys. But those are the elements. And Black Raiden lets you basically generate black energy to your element. And black energy is very strong. It's not evil energy. Evil energy is bad people. But black energy is basically anti-energy. So it's really strong. For example, we got Black Lightning. Tuya was able to use that, and he used that against Shinsui in the Kurono no Yoku War. And as you can see, it had a lasting effect. Plus, he turned into a giant white tiger, which is most of the reason why he turned into a white, he beat Shinsui. Pretty crazy, but pretty cool. So that's what Black Raiden is. So to the dojo, aspect. It's owned by Kite, and he's pretty much the only sensei there. He's pretty poor. He doesn't make much money doing just training kids, which is he doesn't do it for the money. Honestly, he does it to train people. If there's another war out there, that he wants to train an entire generation of people who will be ready for the war. So, next thing that happens, we see Kaku and Jaja talking. They're just talking about if there's another war, basically. Like, who could be in the war? Obviously, him, Jaja, Shinji would be in the war. But what would happen? Would they all die? Would the evil win this time? It's pretty uncertain. But we see Shinji, who quickly learns the art as he generates these big like icicles that like come out the floor, and it's pretty cool. And Kite's obviously impressed. Shinji's a level 4, so he's obviously really strong. He's not a 10, but he's a 4. So he generates these big icicles, and Kite's obviously impressed. And then there's forgot his name. Then there's Kenshiro, that was his name. Then there's Kenshiro, who's a user of the spider art, the spider element, and he also generates some stuff. He generates just a big red spider web, which isn't amazing, but it's good enough. He's a level a phase 4.5, so he's stronger, but by a half than Shinji. He's in the middle phase of phase 4. So that's what 4.5 is. But their fun is quickly stopped when the door falls down. And 2 people who haven't been seen in 20 years appear. Shinsui and Reiki from the Kuro no Yoryoku War. And the 2 people who got manhandled by Tuya Senior. And the entire dojo goes silent. Wow. A dojo. Finally a dojo. Thought they were all closed. Or just destroyed. Time to kill. Kill hard. And obviously this freaks a lot of the people out. So they try running. But then Shinsui just generates this weird, giant, disgusting, meaty arm, and it grabs one of the kids. This name is Kai. His name is Kai, and Kai's a nice kid, a bit cowardly, but he's a nice guy. So he grabs him by both of his legs with his giant tentacle. And Kai is just begging for his life. He doesn't want to die. He's 14. He has a pretty good life. And he has some pretty good friends. But Shinsui has no remorse. And he crushes poor Kai in his tentacle. And everyone is angry and everyone is shocked. And this is where the fight begins. Finally, after a bit, someone decides to stand up. Kaku, Shinji, Jaja, Kite, Kenshiro, and another kid. His name is Darui, and another kid named his name is Gi. And Gi is cool as well. But yeah, they decide to stand up and they decide to fight. and Kenjiro throws first strike. He uses the things that he's learned to make a giant red web. And this web is designed to simply turn someone into pieces. But somehow, someway, this web is cut in half by none other than Reiki, who simply just laughs at their despair. And obviously, these guys are a natural threat to them, maybe even more. Because these guys fought in the Korean War, and they're both, Reiki's rank 7, Shinsui is rank 9. So you know this guy is strong. And there really isn't a lot that they can do against them, but they still decide to fight. So Kaku grabs his sword and just decides to throw a sword slash at him, but he is kicked and he's sent flying into the wall. And then Shinji decides to do something, so he creates an ice wall to protect them. And it actually immobilizes them for a little bit and makes time for them to try and make a plan. But it quickly escalates, and the wall is broken before he can finish on the plan. So, yeah, these guys are really, really strong. So Jaja goes Fire Wolf form and tries to take down at least Reiki. So he goes full wolf fire form and dashes at him at full speed and actually burns his arm. But it quickly lights out and he's grabbed by the head and he is thrown out of the entire dojo. And they can't even see him anymore, honestly. And that sucks because he's pretty strong with his whole Pyro Wolf. I'm gonna call it that. Phase 3 Pyro Wolf form. So that is one of their best things. But then Kite steps in. And Kite is their sensei. He's also a Phase 7. And he goes into Tiger mode. And, well, the name suggests he hasn't become Thor yet, but he has become jacked. So, he grabs a ninja star and throws it at Reiki, and it pierces through Reiki's arm. But Reiki pulls it out, dashing towards Kite. But Kite goes full Tiger mode, grabs Reiki by the neck, and snaps his neck. And Reiki doesn't move after that. He doesn't talk either. And he doesn't breathe. He just snapped Reiki's neck and killed him. That's how strong a rank 7 is. Yeah. So the guy snaps his neck, and boy oh boy, Shinsui, he's angry. And he is not gonna take a loss. So, he dashes towards Kenshiro. At least wanted to kill one more kid. But then something else happens. Something happens. And it doesn't hit Kenshiro. It hits someone else. It hits Gi. And Gi falls to the floor. He's dead. He saved his best friend. And now, Kenshiro gets mad. And Kenshiro's eyes glow red. And then, Kaku also stands up from the ground, ready for battle as he unsheaths his sword. And almost everyone in the dojo comes. It's not a lot of people, but it's a decent amount. They're gonna save each other, and they're gonna get revenge for their friends. But that's where I'm gonna leave it right now. Don't want this video to be super long, so that's where I'm gonna leave it. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video. Came out pretty good. mostly narration on like the last two. I'll try to make it no narration next episode, so it's gonna be pretty quick with the fight between Shinsui and the kids in the dojo, including Kite. So yeah, that's gonna be pretty cool. But yeah, I'm gonna leave this off for chapter 7. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and goodbye!